What is going on, everybody? This is Jordan with Conca Trading and Investing, and it is wonderful to be back with you all. I have definitely missed you. Well rested? Not so much. We got three little ones, but happy as can be. Let's put it that way. Happy as can be. There's so much to talk about today. There's probably a lot of answers that you're looking for, and I probably don't have them. This is the important thing for me right now. The reason why I'm here this morning, well, partly because I missed y'all. That's the truth. Because I'm going to spend the next few days just trying my best to get into the flow of the market. So important. So rather than all of a sudden trying to get back to my desk here and then pick up from where I left off, what I'm trying to do is just allow the charts and the analysis and the market to get my pulse back on the market, because that's where I'm sharp. That's when I perform the best, right? It's when you're out there and you're hitting up the light, when you're practicing and you're putting in the time. That's when you're the sharpest. It was absolutely phenomenal. Thank you. I missed you all too. Definitely. Couple of things. Today on the calendar, we have the FOMC meetings. I think it's a pretty big deal. It's going to give everyone a clue what the Fed is actually thinking about through the rest of the year. Now, I don't have any preconceived notions of what that is actually going to be. There's talk about them controlling the yield curve. I would be surprised, because right now their best weapon is simply to keep verbally almost threatening that. So I think that's what they're going to continue to do. How the market will react, I have no idea. That's what's more important for me, as you all know. It's not trying to predict what is going to happen and position myself ahead of it. It's actually waiting for the news event and watching how the market reacts. That's so much more important. So I just want to get everyone focused. The dollar, it still remains a dollar story. I saw a couple of articles. We have Larry Williams. Those not familiar with Larry Williams, maybe you know his daughter, Michelle Williams from Dawson's Creek. She has actually, in the World Trading Championships, the second highest return on record, and that is in 1 year, a 1,002% return. Maybe it's 1,001%, but I think it's 1,002%. Her dad, he did 11,000%, over 11,000%. In 1 year. Larry Williams was on CNBC with Jim Cramer talking about how he thinks the dollar right here is putting in a bottom. Now, when I read that, I thought a couple of things. I thought, first of all, well, if you're hearing it from Jim Cramer on CNBC, you got to take that with a grain of salt. The second was, what is Larry trying to do? Stay relevant. I think he's just trying to stay relevant, put in some type of crazy call, and then if it happens all of a sudden, maybe, I don't think that's going to happen. Now, if for example, today we don't have, let's say, like the market's expecting some type of yield curve controls put in place, I don't know what it is. I'm definitely not. I think they're going to keep talking about it. Could we see some type of, I don't even want to say counter trend? Could we get a little bit of a bounce on the dollar? Of course. This technically looks pretty bad, right? Ever since we broke down out of this range that we're in. The range looks like this now. It was this consolidation. We've broken down. We're waiting now for a retest. Let's see if that's a retest and a resumption. And if that's the case, we could expect what kind of move down we'll be looking for. What time move down would I be looking for? That could probably put us, let's see, dun. So, first target down at 91, right? So 91 is where we'll leave it. We'll take it everything as it comes. What happens if this is a failed breakdown over here? What happens if the retest doesn't get the resumption? Well, then we're back into this consolidation area. We got pretty big resistance up here. That's at what? 93.88. Lots of love for you, brother. Lots of love for you. And then you can see over here, the trend line over here, that is still what we're looking for to hold as resistance. All right. I'm just trying to get my game plan coming into the biggest event today, I believe, is the and it's a low. normally a low volatility event, the Fed meeting minutes, but it's what I'm looking at today to get an idea of where we're headed next. Next, we have gold. Let's take a look at what's going on here with the pet rock that has now become the best friend of Buffett. There are some who thinks Buffett is early as gold hit all-time highs. Well, it doesn't seem like early to me, but I have a lot of respect for the old man for getting on the right side of the trade. I have a lot of respect for him. So people talk about him being wrong on the airlines. I don't think he was wrong. I think he did the right thing. We were in the middle of a pandemic. He had to cut his losses. He's managing a whole different portfolio than others. And he did the right thing by a large scale. He also did the right thing getting involved in gold here as the Fed keeps printing. We want to separate signal from noise. Everything that's happening today and everything that's happening the rest of the summer is all noise. It's just noise. What's signal? Signal is the Fed it needs to keep rates low, number one. Number two, they're going to keep expanding their balance sheet, right? People have asked me, as I said, what's going on with Corona, and because I said if we saw escalations in Europe, that would be alarming to me, and it is alarming to me. It's definitely alarming to me. We're seeing not only in Europe, in Asia, and all that means to me is that this thing is not going away anytime soon. But the other thing that it means to me is that the economy and the markets are two different things, and that the response of the central bank and the response of our authorities, our overlords, is going to be keep adding stimulus, debt, right? So what are we looking at over here? Gold and Bitcoin remain the trade, right? So this looks pretty nice over here coming down. Hit all-time highs. As we hit the all-time highs, we were looking for that big pullback. Actually, we got one over here. This was a pretty big pullback on gold as it hit all-time highs. That was expected. And then it shot up, and now we're seeing some price discovery. It's uber bullish. Let me just be very clear. I am not looking for gold to top out here by any means. It's just getting started. We're talking about a massive bull run that is beginning and is going to continue for the foreseeable future, right? Those that are a little bit conservative, wait for us to break out to new highs again. This looks super healthy for me. This over here, this area now that was, we took a long time to get above over here. Remember that? Because we were here together every day. And then once we did, we popped up. Now that looks like that has the potential here to be put in some nice support. Let's see if we resume up off of that today. Glad to be back. Glad to be back with y'all. That's for sure. To hear that music again. So, Carlos, this is kind of, so I saw this came up in comments as well as in the Telegram group. So let me address it really quick. The premium for the Ethereum made it so that it was not investable. And I advised everyone, I don't know how long ago it was, stay away from it. If you're interested in Ethereum, go ahead and buy Ethereum. Store it in an offline wallet, right? Grayscale is not the place. Grayscale, if you're interested in Bitcoin, for sure. That's a great way. I own some. Yeah, Miguel, great to see you. Great to see you all. I saw that. That was pretty interesting. I saw that. All right. So when it comes to gold and silver, by the way, I'm more of an investor personally. You're looking for some big moves over here. We do really well trading FX. And not only that, I've seen the results week over week, month on month. Everyone's crushing it. Go where there's high probability. Go where the trading's easy, right? So which brings me back to altcoins. I kind of need to have a discussion with you all when it comes to altcoins. So I'm probably going to do that a few times over the next few days, just so I make sure that everyone is on board and everybody understands. By the way, truly, the whole purpose of this here together, the whole purpose of is to honestly change lives. I don't think I have any idea of how many this community touches. I had a glimpse into that, meeting some people on vacation. It was pretty powerful for me. I want to be clear what's going on in my head when I talk about these altcoins over here right now. See, you got to join the course. There's no way you could get crushed. There's zero way you could get crushed in a bull market. Doesn't make any sense. And I don't want anyone to get crushed. If you're putting in the time, I want you to reap the profit. That's for sure. So let's talk about a few things. First of all, Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin looks super healthy. I'm not going to say more right now until I get back into it. Bitcoin looks super healthy as it has now. And as it resumes off over here, you're going to see the altcoins follow. All right. You are going to see them follow. I put out a video a few weeks ago about an altcoin portfolio, believing, and I still believe that with all myself, that altcoins, whether, again, we looked at the top 20, we looked at our portfolio of the top 50, top 70, they're all going to outperform Bitcoin in the bull market. Here's the thing. I might sell my altcoins a lot sooner than I envisioned. I didn't envision selling my altcoins to the top of the bull market, which means winter 2021. Here's the thing, though. I believe in Bitcoin. I believe in Bitcoin as currency, as money. I believe Bitcoin is going to have not only $1 trillion, but a multi-trillion-dollar market cap. I believe in Bitcoin. I don't believe in these other altcoins, including Ethereum. All right? I don't believe in them. By the way, did you see the third red dot? Boom. See the reds? What happens when we turn red? Boom. Boom. Nice to see that happening in real time. There was something else that I want to, I don't. All right, here we go. Let me pull this up for you. I don't know where it is. Here it is. Boom. Oh, it's unsaved. Yeah, let's go ahead and let me put on the system audio. Let's hear.
Financial plumbing layer. The concept of build on top of that. Turns out we can build a financial plumbing layer. The concept of launching something that doesn't scale and then rebuilding it as something scalable. It scales somewhat. Initial plans or initial thinking. We knew it wasn't going to be scalable for sure.
We knew it wasn't going to be scalable for sure. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. I'm invested into Ethereum right now. This is when I started buying and I told all of you about it. You can see it's up, almost 100% since. I think it's going way higher. What I'm looking at over here, right? I'm looking at the next stop 500. I think it's going to take that out. It's only a matter of time before we take out 500. And then from there, I'm looking at taking some profit and getting out around 800. I think it goes higher. I think it probably goes somewhere between 11 and 1200. I don't know what happens up there, to be honest. There are some people who have some insanely ridiculous price targets on Ethereum. Maybe they're correct. Maybe they're right. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, as I said before, and I'm going to say it to you again right now, I think the project's a scam. I think that the founders, when they launched it, knew it couldn't scale. I think it was, how do you say, not right, right? And I think that they're going to have problems with Ethereum 2.0 and that working out and that scaling. So it's hard for me to actually hold on to something I don't believe in. And so whether or not Ethereum is going to outperform, that's all good and well. I don't really care. It's not something that I want to be invested. I did a lot of thinking over vacation. I'm going to continue. Over these next 18 months, helping walk everyone through what's going on down on the charts and the TA. But when I get out, which is going to be a lot earlier than I expected, I'm going to let you all know as well. All right. I want you all to know when I exit. All right. Same thing with Tezos. I'm probably going to exit first. I don't believe in the project. I don't want to be invested in it. Yep. So then you could continue betting on it. All right. And then also, Chainlink as well. I'm already up, man. I guess 2.5x. I'll be getting out as well for sure. Just want to be clear about all that. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, except I don't think that there's any. Listen, I love crypto. I'm just trying to. I just want you all to know what I'm thinking and what I'm doing. At the end of the day, I want to be holding Bitcoin, and at the end of the day, I do not want to be holding Tezos. All right. here we go. So let's keep looking around. I want to start off here with the S&P 500 and go in order. S&P 500 continues to hog our upper channel resistance over here. It peaked into all-time highs yesterday. Let's see what happens again today. Could the FOMC minutes be a catalyst today? For sure. For sure. Watch what happens later this afternoon. Oh, no, it's early to buy Bitcoin. It's early to buy Bitcoin. Yeah, I think Chainlink, again, is going to be the one that leads this altcoin market. I really believe that. I really do. We'll see. What do I think about holding Litecoin? I think holding Bitcoin makes sense. Litecoin has a lot going on. It's seeing a $500 million in on-chain activity per day. They're going to be. They just implemented a Visa card. I hope Litecoin goes on to make new all-time highs, but I prefer holding Bitcoin. All right, so we'll come back to all of that. We're going to focus a lot. I actually believe, unquestionably, we're traders. I'll take positions on the Australian dollar. I don't want to own the Australian dollar. Same things with crypto. We're going to be really focusing in once we get into the fall. Once we come back full throttle in September, we're going to be really focusing in on the altcoin market, looking for setups and opportunity because there's a lot of it and there's a lot of money to be made. That's what we're going to be focused in on, where we could best put our skills, our analysis to work. That's what we're going to do. All right. Boom, boom, boom. By the way, great to be back with you. I don't have an exit yet. I don't have a price exit or anything like that. I was thinking about waiting, obviously timing the top of the bull market. I'm going to get out ahead of time now. I'll let you all know I don't have an exit in mind right now, so I can't give you one. All right. S&P 500. I'm hearing that, what is the VIX trading at? Last I heard yesterday it was trading at 46. You're seeing a lot of people saying that's the signal. We're going to see a big sell-off in the markets. That and the dollar, I think a lot of the old guard, they're just simply missing the boat as they did, as they have the past few months and missed this enormous rally up in the markets. I think that they're on the wrong side of the trade. I think they're going to continue to be on the wrong side of the trade. I'm not trying to say by any means this time's different, but what's different is we're going into an election right now. By the way, if you believe in things like the deep state, if you believe that there are forces trying to dethrone the president, then this is their last opportunity coming up. These next several weeks to take the market off. Watch what happens. We're going to walk through it together. But I think over here, it looks to me that I saw that both sides of the aisle were coming a little closer together. They're willing to make rooms, that we're going to see further stimulus coming out of the House. And I think that, the Fed's going to keep going where they're going. I think we're going to continue to see a weaker dollar. I think we're going to continue to see asset prices rising. That includes stocks. They're, again, not exciting. I don't think they can either. Nevertheless, just because we don't think that whether the president cannot let the stock market fall or the Fed doesn't want to, the Fed could take near-term pain if they want to get someone removed from office. There's no question about that. So we're just going to follow what's happening on the charts. Right now, there's nothing exciting going on here whatsoever. You could see, right? Look at this range that we've been in since I've been away, and there's just nothing going on here that we want to be involved with at this moment. The only thing I want to caution is do not short the market. Do not short the market. There's zero technical signal right now that you want to short the market. Speaking of the old guard, I saw people yesterday talking about selling puts on silver. It's absolutely ridiculous. Why would you do that? If you wanted to sell puts, when we came back in hot and hard, when we came all the way into 29.50 on silver, into the resistance that all of us were looking at, every single one of us had that 29.50 resistance there, right? That was your opportunity, right? Since then, what's happened? We bounced off support really hard, and we're coming up, and it looks like we're working our way up back to test 29.50 resistance again. Selling puts here is why would you sell puts in a bull market? Anyway, let's just keep ourselves on the right side of the trade, right? What's happening on silver right now? Not too much. It's kind of in no man's land. It looks good. Do you want to be a buyer here? Not me. Are you looking to sell here? No way, right? Do I see any opportunity? I don't see. I think we're in no man's land. I think that what it looks like is that we have a good chance of working our way back and coming up to test that resistance again at 29.50. Gold too. What's going on with gold? As long as we hold this support here at 29.75, well, that's uber bullish. If we resume over there, that's a buy opportunity on gold, right? I'm talking about for swing traders. My bad. Excuse me, 100% correct. 100% correct. 100% correct. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Never traded options in my life. And never traded options. 100%. You're right about that. No, he's right. I was wrong on that. 100% I was wrong with that. If he meant buying puts, that would have been bearish. I was wrong on that. 100%. By the way, as a trader, as an investor, you better be able to admit you're wrong. You better be able to admit you're wrong. 100%. Good. Good. I don't know anything about lumber. I know that it seems disconnected, but I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to go there. If you're interested in lumber, Chai Girl on Twitter is where you want to be looking at. Chai Girl on Twitter. But back to gold over here. Holding 1975, uber bullish. If we resume out of here, that looks like a buy for a swing trade. For me, if we lose 1975, then we're coming back towards 1930. That's going to be an important level to hold. I think we do. You should just check silver. We've been all over silver. We've rocked and rolled on silver, coming back ever since it was around. This area over here is when we positioned everyone into silver between 17 and 1750, or I call it 18, right? So we've been all over silver. But no, gold makes the move first, and then silver plays catch up. Right now, silver's in no man's land. Gold looks like it's holding off of support. I do appreciate that. There it is, Gemma. Try to go on Twitter. Great follow. By the way, what do I have up here? Steven, you know what? There's a link below in the Telegram channel for the alerts. I alerted everyone through there, going live about 5 minutes before, and then we're on. I will continue to do that. It's great to be back. That's for sure. These next 3 days are so important to me. Looking forward to really getting back into the flow over here. Slowly but surely. Let's move over to Bitcoin now. Oh, dollar. We already looked at the dollar over here, right? Let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin remains super bearish. Some people are looking about where Bitcoin fails. We just entered the bull market, right? Everyone following this channel, I think is super well positioned. Those that are new and wondering if whether or not it's too late to get into Bitcoin, it's still early. I'll be continue accumulating all the way through 20,000 new all-time highs. We're looking at a potential target here, 18 months or so, of over $100,000. I think it goes way higher than that. 140,000 is my price target on that. I know this thing could overshoot to the upside, especially under the circumstances that we're looking at. By the way, if you saw Paul Tudor Jones is kind of making the rounds, he's talking his book as he's invested into Bitcoin itself. He's calling on the Federal Reserve to pick up Bitcoin as a reserve asset. Now, I don't think that's happening. I think that's noise. I think he's only talking the book. but it's nice to see when billionaires and investing legends are signaling to the Fed to pick up Bitcoin as a reserve asset. Yeah. So by the way, so if you looked at Bitcoin shot up to 12,300, where is it right now? Still right below 12,000. Super, super bullish. Above 10,500 is a gift, right? Above 10,500, we've since come up into our resistance, came back down, tested 10,500. By the way, I moved that line up in support from 10,400 to 10,572 before we peaked down there. And now, as long as we're above this trend line over here, you're looking to buy any pullbacks and then resumptions upwards. There's not much else to say except for Bitcoin. You should not be trading. I heard some people saying that they got hurt on Linked, for example, that they got hurt on Bitcoin. I mean, you cannot be trading these things leveraged, right? 3% leverage on Bitcoin and or on cryptocurrency is really high. That's all you need to do. On stop losses, when it comes to hey Jordan, when it comes to stop losses, does it matter if you cannot day trade? I don't day trade whatsoever. I think day trading's a loser's game. There are some that are very successful at it. To put it this way, it's less than 3% of active professional traders. So yeah, but you always want to, Stefan, you always want to have your risk defined, whether you're day trading, swing trading, or position trading. You always have your risk defined going in. Rex, go over to the module on support and resistance, and you're going to see a lengthy module of lots of text, which is giving you the plan you need to follow. That plan is becoming tried and true. The amount of people having success is quite, I'm almost in awe. Now, there's one thing that I do want to bring up. Rex, you have to follow that. You have to go to the module on support and resistance, and that's the module that I wanted to draw everyone's attention to. You're going to see the whole strategy and plan laid out. We're seeing numerous, I mean, here right away. We're seeing numerous people working towards ending this phase and now, ready to go and increase their risk and ready to be coming up to the ultimate goal, 2 to 3% per monthly. The amount of success is almost, to me, I understand how difficult the markets are. And if you've been trading for an extensive amount of time, you do also. You have to follow it. I never heard of it. I'm not familiar with it whatsoever. And if fees are, listen, if fees should not be deterring to you whatsoever on Binance. There's no way. I would be willing to pay the extra little premium fees for Binance, knowing that your funds are what, quote unquote, Safu, right? They got hacked last year for $250 million. They covered everyone out of their recovery fund. I would feel much more comfortable trading on Binance. Thank you, Stu. That's another thing too. Rex, plug in to the Telegram chat. We lost you there. Plug into the Telegram chat right away. Amazing people. Oh no, Ron, go right after this to the playlist on the YouTube channel, on the Bitcoin playlist. You're going to see some very well presented, researched and presented material. There's even one on my price target. Go ahead and follow that. It's going to give you a lot of clarity of what you're looking for throughout this bull market. Thank you for that. That's awesome. Thank you for that. Do appreciate that so much. All right. That's what I'm thinking, Char. Well put, well articulated. It's all about volume and security. You want your funds to be you want to feel you don't have to worry about your broker going out of business. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. 80% of the trades in profit due to trading module, support and resistance, and trend lines. Make sure that you are holding yourself accountable, writing up those weekly recaps and sending them in to me. I missed you all too. All right, let's keep going over here. I want to get into FX a little bit. By the way, just a heads up, I am going to be getting a lot more into these altcoins that we're following. We're going to be following the TA on them. You can see right now over here, Linked, right? What's Linked doing? Linked has pulled back into support and is now resuming off over here, right? Looks good. All right, let's check out the euro. This was the only position I took during the vacation. I took a long here on the euro US dollar as we came into this support over here. This was our what? Just go back over here with me. That's our 12-year trend line over here. As we bounced off it, that's where I wanted to be long. It was a gift. I took it. Happy about that. And now we've broken out the resistance over here, right? So hold on. Follow me over here. This is important. All right, that was the resistance coming back in. And now it looks like we have the potential even to resume off of that. Super bullish over here. There's a lot of the old guard saying that the euro is gonna crash, that the euro is way overextended, and now it's time for it to crash. Again, I don't really, I just follow the charts. The charts say a lot different to me. All right. By the way, this is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and do this with y'all. But just extending that line up over there. You can see it. This was the parabolic line that we were looking. Here's where we broke. This is way more important, our trend line. That's where I took the long over here. But you could see on the way up, it's been providing resistance. Do you notice that? Could you see that? That on the way up over here, that's been providing resistance. Just interesting, just neat to me. Yeah, Jason, definitely. Let's first look at Euro, Japanese yen, then we'll take a look at Tesla. Nope. All you need to do is look at the 8-hour to be profitable. Now, if you do go ahead and you draw your support and your resistance off of the daily, that's awesome. I recommend that because it's easy, so that you should do that. It's really good if once a week you go on the daily and you clean up your support and your resistance lines and then go back down to the 8-hour, but only be on the 8-hour time frame to do your analysis and only trade off the 8-hour time frame. That's 100% what you should be doing to be profitable. And by looking at smaller time frames, you're actually inhibiting yourself. Do not do that. Do not stay away from that noise. Stay away from that chop. All right? Very important. Very important. Stay away from those smaller time frames. They're going to get in your way. Euro, Japanese yen over here. I'm going to first pull back over here, all right? And, I mean, this looks super bullish for me. This is not like any type of – this is just like we're above that trend line. And as long as that holds, it's super bullish. It looks to me right over here. This is line I could adjust now, right? I've been away. I'm going to adjust this over here right now, and I'm moving it down. Why am I moving it down? Well, over here, that was the resistance that the market's currently paying attention to. And then after it broke, the market is now confirming that as support, right? So I need to readjust my line over there. So that's what I'm doing right now. And you can see us now look like we resumed off during London, making a higher high over there, came back down. If you make a higher high over here, is that a buy signal? Looks good. It looks bullish to me. It looks really good to me. Now, we do have what I perceive to be a pretty big event today. And that even though it's a medium impact news event today, this particular time, I don't know how many more meetings to the end of the year for the FOMC. I'm not really sure, but it doesn't really matter. They've proven that, I mean, they'll act if they need to act. It doesn't matter if there's a meeting or not. We're not looking for any type of interest rate activity. So I think these meeting minutes are the market is nothing else really to focus in on. If you've noticed that we're looking at volume for the indexes being extraordinarily low, that's normal for this time of year in August, which is why I also say stay away those last couple of weeks of August, right? Volume is extraordinarily low. That's going to pick back up in September, as well as everyone's pretty well positioned. Everyone's pretty well positioned. YouTube changed its little things for me. Max, good advice. Thank you. So let me check out also a couple of other Japanese yen pairs before I start looking at other pairs. Euro Canadian dollar, I need to know what's going on with it though, because a lot of people have been talking about it and attracted to it. And it seems to me, I'm going to come on the 3-day first. I just want to get a big overview, right? This resistance we were just rejected at is pretty big resistance over there, right? But right now we're into some support. You guys see that? We're into some support over here. It's very noisy. I don't know why a lot of people are attracted to this right now. Maybe it's because the Canadian dollar continues to be weak and euro is so strong. But it's not interesting to me. As you come off the support, though, if this holds over here and you resume off, it is a potential buy. I don't like it personally. Pound US dollar, I want to get into all of these. Oh, okay. There we go. That's why then. Hold on. We were looking at this. All right, it's going to take me a few days to get back into the flow. This is a cut, right? Then it looked like we were zooming off of the handle, but we came back down. Are you resuming up to form a handle again? Yeah, that makes it a little more inviting for me. That makes it a little more inviting for me. By the way, this is still a pretty clean cup handle that's forming over there. Yeah. That makes a lot more sense of why everyone's attracted to it. And I see it. And as long as you resume over here, is it time to get long? If you're interested in playing that pattern, it is. I don't know. I think I mean, this is a hard question for me. So I'm going to read it, though, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. What's my short-term targets for Bitcoin, Ethereum with the elections coming and the general public being skeptical about staying in the stock market? So I don't consider the general public and or the quote-unquote experts, because our performance and analysis is a lot better, right? So I only consider what's going on here with all of you and the charts. That's all I consider. They were wrong. So the fact that I don't have any short-term targets on Bitcoin. If my target on Bitcoin by the end of the year is 17,000, right? December 2020, we should be trading around 17,000. That's my price target. Do I believe that as we come up towards 14,000, as we reach 14,000, and or any price above it, at that point, I'm looking for a 30% drawdown on Bitcoin, our first 30% drawdown of the bull market. There's going to be several. You're almost assured of that. And I think the first one occurs as we reach 14,000 and or above. I'll be looking to buy. Each one of these pullbacks is an opportunity to buy. During the bull market, that should be your only place looking to reload. These are enormous opportunities. That's the way my brain is programmed when I see those pullbacks occurring, not to have any type of fear, because the rest of crypto Twitter is going to be so fearful. They're going to be so fearful. People are going to begin calling, oh, we're going back down to 6,000. We're going down to 1,000. No, that's what we're looking for to load up. Those are my only targets from now until the end of the year on Bitcoin. At the December 2021, we should be around 17,000 Bitcoin. As soon as we hit 14,000 and above, I'm positioning myself mentally, looking for 30% drawdown to add to my position. So no, that's the euro Canadian dollar versus the euro US dollar. The EU is the Australian US dollar, and the EC is the Australian US dollar. I mean, Alexander, there's no question about it. This is what one of the strengths of the course. You wanna if you for sure, I'll do that all day long in a week. Take a trade, for example, on the Euro Japanese yen and the Australian dollar Japanese yen. Actually, since somewhere around maybe the 10th of July, I still have positions on both the Euro Japanese yen and Australian dollar Japanese yen open. You are increasing your risk when you take multiple positions against the same currency. And you can do that, but that's where you should limit it at 2 open positions on the same currency. Yeah, Gene, it's good to be back. I don't yet have the flow. It's going to come back. Kips. I love listening to Raul's thoughts. I love listening to everyone's thoughts, whether I agree with them or not. It's really important to consider both sides of an argument, and you have to do that with an open mind. And especially if you are as I am about Bitcoin, for sure I want to understand the counter arguments to Bitcoin. Very, very, very well. Always you want to understand both sides of the position. I don't think people should trade Bitcoin. I think that people that try to trade Bitcoin during the bull market are going to not do as well as the people that simply were holding, looking to exit somewhere towards the height of the bull market and only add on the way up. Your plan for Bitcoin should be looking to add on 30% drawdowns on the way up and looking to exit. You're building a position. Yeah, Harry, let's definitely continue our round. And then also the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. I see us into some resistance right here, right now. We're into some resistance right now. This is a tough one. Let me get off the 3-day, come back down to where we make a living on the 8-hour. And, I mean, you're into some resistance right over here. You got some bigger resistance coming up here at 140.90. If I was still in this trade and had profits already locked in, that's where I would be targeting a move up towards that resistance somewhere around 140.70, which is where I would be targeting right now. And that's all I really could say. You're kind of in no man's land right now. If you're already in a position and you're holding into profit, that's great. That's what I would have taken some profit over here, and I would be now targeting up towards that bigger, heavier resistance. There you go. Yeah, so that's a great question. That's really important. And the question is, why not sell all of my Bitcoin holdings when it hits 14K and wait for a 30% drawdown and buy back plus increase my holdings? Well, I mean, why sell at 14K and why not sell it at 15 or 16K? Or why sell at 14K when I know it's going over 100K? Or when I firmly believe it's going over 100K. I believe a lot of people that sell at 14K, as price then goes up to 16K, FOMO's gonna kick in so hard. They're gonna buy then at 16K, and then you're gonna get the 30% drawdown, and they're gonna get wrecked. That's what's gonna happen every single time. People that sell during the bull market are gonna wind up buying back in at much higher prices. And instead of increasing your holding, you're going to decrease your holding. So there was a lot of, again, talking about the old guard and the new guard. You had, listen, because look at that chart. I got some comments, by the way. I forgot who. I know it was Andrea saying that, Andre, saying that as soon as we came into this over here, he loaded up on Tesla, and the 5-to-1 stock split was announced over here. So was it just timing, luck, whatever? The reason why the price then got bid up was because it's just all psychological. The lower price is going to lead people to believe. Right now with Robinhood, you could buy fractions of shares. It doesn't even matter anymore. It doesn't even matter anymore, right? In the past, in order to buy a full share, you needed a lower price. So when you had a stock split, you would see more people piling in the lower price. Now it doesn't even matter. People could just buy a fraction of a share. Nevertheless, again, trading is all psychological human behavior. People believe a lower price means they could buy more. So there you go. What do I think now? Nothing. What do I think now? Anyone who is in Tesla, this is a great place to take some profit and then wait for a pullback into support. I'm just catching up with your comments over here. That's an interesting thought, by the way. Tesla isn't a stock, it's a form of currency. Hey, Harry, thank you for that. I don't think the stock market is going to crash. The stock market crashed. We were all over that together. The stock market crashed. Hold on with me, right? We just went through a stock market crash. The Fed has not only reacted, they have overreacted, right? On purpose. Not only that, I don't think that all of a sudden they're looking at raising rates and going for QT, quantitative tightening. During the last crisis in 2008, it took them 10 years to start taking back some of that liquidity. And as soon as they started taking back that liquidity, the system broke. Do not think they're going to be in a rush to do that. I don't see the market. The market crashing is not even on my horizon. Now, if the market does crash, and if we get any type of technical breakdowns, we'll be the first ones aware of it, right? And if the market, right now, Bitcoin is decoupling from its, listen, if you enter a crisis, a liquidity crisis, for sure, everything is going to work towards being correlated towards one. There's no question you're going to see Bitcoin sell off. The Bitcoin sell-off will be less than the last one. What do I mean by that? If you go back to 2008, when gold sold off, it sold off 30%. During this crisis, gold sold off 15%, right? So if Bitcoin sold off, let's call it, what was it? I'm going to guess it was like a big number. I'm going to go all the way to the yearly high. No, it's not fair. Here you go. The February high to the low, 60%. If the next liquidity crisis, Bitcoin will probably only sell off 40, 30%. All right. It's not going to sell off another 60% like that. People are going to come in and buy. Why? They're going to automatically remember that during this crisis, when Bitcoin sold off, it was an enormous buying opportunity. Bitcoin is up, what, 75% on the year? Or since what is it off since the low? One of the best performing assets since the crisis, up 224% off its low, right? That's now ingrained as it was with gold. Gold in 2008, everyone didn't know what was going to happen. It sold off 30%. Then everyone knew going into this crisis that gold was going to rebound. They wanted to be involved. The same thing is now ingrained in people's mind with Bitcoin. If there is another liquidity, there's no signs of any liquidity crisis. I don't think we're going to have a near-term liquidity crisis for quite a while. So, Bitcoin is decoupling here. It's going to, whatever happens with the stock market, it doesn't really matter over here. Fast forward, where do I think the stock market is going? I think it's still going up. And I don't think that, anyone who's worried about, I don't think you should be worried about what's going to happen with the equity markets, because Bitcoin is doing its own thing, and that's this. And if you go back to the past, whether it's the bull or bear market cycles in Bitcoin, during 2021, it's going to decouple big time from the stock market. And then during this period, it's going to go back pretty sharply. This is the plan for Bitcoin. It has nothing to do with the equity markets. We've looked at Ethereum a few times. Ethereum's, there's not much in the way. It's only a matter of time before we hit 500. Once we do clear 500, we're looking at 800 next. What's going on? Oh, that's beautiful. No, that's amazing. And listen, do you plan on selling Tesla? Right? Do you plan on selling in the next 5-10 years? Take a look at the US dollar, Canadian dollar. And as we do, let's also look at the US dollar, Mexican peso, which has come now into this resistance here and is resuming off of it. So that's notable. That's notable right there. You can see that we've broken the support over here, come in and flipped it as resistance, and are now resuming down. So that is an opportunity perhaps to go short US dollar, Canadian dollar. Yeah, XRP, let's take a look. The same thing is happening over here on the US dollar, Canadian dollar. This is now resistance. We've broken it, tested it, and are resuming off of it, right? I want to see what this line does over here. Hold on one second with me, please. By the way, thanks for being here this morning. We don't have too many likes. So if you're here and you're glad to be back, please go ahead and smash that like button. Do go ahead and listen, the only reason I'm here for 2 reasons. First of all, I missed you all. 3 reasons. Second of all, I really wanted to spend the next few days getting back into that flow of the market because I'm hungry. I'm ready for September. I want to be on my game. And number 3, and most importantly, but I didn't have to wake up this morning at all. 0. I traveled yesterday. I could have slept in, enjoyed it, and have every right to. I also wanted to kind of show you all the importance of work ethic, which is super, super, super important if you want to be successful in this business. It's super, super, super important. So I try to lead by action. That's the US dollar, Canadian dollar. Yep. So this is really important. So there. How do I word this? How do I articulate this? Why support and so by the way, we follow price alone around the market structure of support and resistance with the help of trend lines and chart patterns, which means support and resistance carry more weight than trend lines and chart patterns, right? But we do use trend lines and chart patterns, and all of that is really only to follow price alone. Now, why it works? Listen, if someone, wants to go ahead and do that research and figure it out, that's awesome. For me personally, it's completely irrelevant. I'm interested in the what is more than the why. And if someone was able to summarize and present me the information, sure, I'd be interested in knowing it and reading it. But for me, for my bottom line, I'm not concerned about the why it is. I'm more concerned with what is, and I know what is. All right. So I'm not the person to answer that question for you. Beautiful. It was absolutely amazingly just to be, with the kids, with the wife, in God's country, surrounded by nature, outside. What a blessing. I'm blessed. It was absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you for everyone hitting that like button and supporting over here. That's all good, Wes. Thanks for being here. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to go back up to Bitcoin to see what's going on. By the way, let's see dollar's not doing too much. Everything is going to be on hold now, waiting for the Fed. All right? Waiting for the Fed. Very important here on the dollar, and it remains all the dollar story. Let me clean up that chart for you just a tiny bit, right? this line over here is super important. Let's take a look at it. Why is this so important? Well, you can see here this double touch support. By the way, obviously you all know I never believe in double tops or double bottoms, right? But over here, since we've broken down, as long as we remain down below this, if we resume off, super, 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 super bearish over here, right? What happens if this after the FOMC we get a reaction that takes us back above, right? Do you buy? Do not buy. This is a super strong downtrend. We only look to sell off of resistance in downtrends. Okay, so you gotta have your game plan ahead of time. What would that mean if you broke above here? Well, that means, all right, well, we have our next big resistance coming in somewhere towards 94. You'll wait to watch how price reacts over there, as well as we have this trend line down over here. Watch to see how price reacts off of that. I'll be doing a recap this afternoon after the FOMC to kind of just check in with you all, and we could see how the market reacted and where our focus should be. Thank you, Gemma. I appreciate that. What was this little circle? So this circle was the last time I added to Bitcoin, right? And then this was the first pullback after we started the bull market. This was the first pullback after the bull market, the resumption up. And then after we took out this resistance over here, right? This was the first pullback into that resistance. Those are the last 3 adds I took to Bitcoin. Those are the last 3 positions I added to Bitcoin. And technically why? So the US dollar, Japanese yen, has not been exciting whatsoever. You're looking at 2 weak currencies. Obviously, the dollar has been weaker than the yen, but the yen has also been weak, and it doesn't make any sense to be involved trading these 2 pairs, in my opinion. I've been avoiding this, I guess, ever since I tried to get long over here on the breakout, right? And then that was it. So going back for a long time now, since May, only 1 trade opportunity was there. There's been so much going on that the US dollar, Japanese yen remains unattractive in this environment. Hey, Digital Smitty, welcome. Glad you're here. And anyone else who's here for the first time, I'm glad you're here. We have a few days here together. By the way, next week, I have no idea what this is going to look like. We have no scheduled updates next week. And then, from then on, from September 1st on, it's just back to business. Every day we have a live stream Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock a.m., a half hour before the U.S. Equity markets open, and then an update in the afternoon. What would be a good exit strategy? I mean, I'm not looking for an exit strategy on Ethereum before 800. I'll be getting out much quicker than a lot of people on Ethereum. Great to be back. Utah is beautiful. Yeah, me too. I missed you all. Are we putting in a reverse head and shoulders on the US dollar, Japanese yen? Or a head and shoulders? Let's take a look. No, I don't see any type of head and shoulders whatsoever. So if you're looking at a left shoulder and a head, I mean, you're just too preemptive in waiting for something. You're just way too preemptive. There's no head and shoulders developing whatsoever yet. If you saw price come back up to here, somewhere in this area, and then resume back down, then you could start looking for it, and then the trigger's not until the neckline. So you're just way too far in advance, and you don't want to be preemptive. You don't ever want to try to trade thinking that a pattern might be developing. Thank you very much. You guys are all the best. That's why. Thank you, Gemma. Thank you. That's right. Garrett, really, anyone who spends their time here in this community, in this family, you're going to for sure be on the right side of the market, you're going to go pretty quickly to being able to, instead of just guessing, really just having like just the awareness of what you should be doing, what you should be looking for. You'll notice that people aren't like, should I buy this? Should I buy that? The whole idea is to get you to understand what exactly you're looking for so that you know when to act and why you're acting. Yeah, Head and Shoulders play out well all the time. So Jason, you could probably go to TradingView chart patterns and look for Head and Shoulders, and then you could just collect play after they played out, and you'll be able. That's exactly what you're looking for, Jason. Go to TradingView chart patterns, Head and Shoulders, and look at all the examples there, and then you could press play and see how they played out in real time. It's a fantastic pattern, the Head and Shoulders, a fantastic patterns. The US 30, I have no idea. I don't trade it, Jerry. I don't know. But if you go into TradingView, you go just type in US 30, go to all, and then you get there, right there. That's how you do it. So just go type in US 30 on the ticker symbol, go to all, and then there you go. All right. Let's take a look around. Well said. You guys are articulating much better than myself today. Give me a couple of days to get back into the flow. So when I say that I'm looking for a resumption upwards, for me that trigger is price making a higher high on the 8-hour time frame. Not a series. It's just the first indication that price is resuming upwards is on the 8-hour time frame during a desired time of day that we trade for price making a higher high. All right, so I think the market is going to settle in here as we wait for the Fed. Let's take actually, is this open today? You haven't even seen price move yet. Now, I understand going into the London close. Oh, I do need to check in on the Dow. I haven't seen what's happening with the Dow. So happy to see that this is super great looking over here. We took out the June high. And then since taking out the June high, look at that. It's holding us support, resuming up over there today. Uber bullish. That's great to see. Let me go ahead and draw in a support over there. That's great. That's great to see. So Digital Smitty, I think you did it. I know for sure. You've heard you sub today. You just discovered us. There's no question. There's no question. You know, just taking some time. And the next week, listen, I'm away with the family. It's the end of August. It's a time to be away from the markets. But starting in September, you make this a routine. By the end of September, your trading will have drastically improved. I don't think there's a better resource. I personally do not. And the reason I'm saying this is because I see the results. I know how difficult trading is. There's no better resource to learn how to trade than in this community here on this channel. And there's no better resource if you're serious about actually performing than the course. I see the results. The results speak for themselves. There it is. But you just need to spend time here. Yeah, I'll be doing that today. I'm interested as well, seeing how the market reacts. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. Let's check it out. I'm having a problem even pulling it up. I don't have it on my list here. Let me pull it up for you. All right, this looks really nice over here. This is coming into some resistance right now. I don't know if you can hear all the kids, but they're going bazonkers right now. They just woke up. So this line is resistance. You're coming into this resistance right now. This is actually a beautiful place to be watching the Canadian dollar Swiss franc, because this opens up the doors for two ways. Right now, you'd be looking for this resistance to hold, and a resumption downwards is an opportunity to go short here on the Canadian dollar Swiss franc. However, right, what happens if you break above this? If you break above this strong resistance, that opens up a place actually to go long as well. So the Canadian dollar Swiss franc is actually in a very interesting area, opening up the possibility of right here looking for that short. But if you break that resistance, then opening up the long as well. New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. We got a lot of people interested in the Canadian dollar right now. Again, I don't have my pulse on the market right now. So that's why I'm here these next few days, is really just to have to be in that flow. I don't act until something's clear, right? I'm going to go ahead. Oh, so that's interesting, right? So what I'm seeing right now is that on the New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, New Zealand dollar is breaking this resistance level over here. I would not be acting. I'd be waiting here. I would be waiting to see if this holds. If this holds, I would then wait for the pullback. This will be then turned green, flip the support, and then wait for the resumption upwards here. Now, what happens if this doesn't hold? Because for this to hold, you have to look at the daily time frame. You have to go down to the daily, and you have to see whether or not we close above that resistance line or not. There's a lot of trading left in the day. It could go either way. If you're rejected here, does that open up a possibility of a short? No, not for me. I think we're in an uptrend. I'm looking at this as the bottom, back towards the when the Fed acted. We're in an uptrend. I'm only looking to buy off supports in an uptrend. I would just stand aside if this is a failed hold of that resistance level, and then I would wait and look for one of two things: either for a pullback back into this area over here where we formed up support before. We'll wait for we break it back above here to get long. So right now, I would just be very neutral on the New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. So, I mean, there's no one that should be trading the S&P 500 right now. It's not really exciting. Anyone who starts with me and starts through my trading program, I get them just trading FX. Why? Because the ones who first start and they're like, okay, I still want to trade gold in the S&P. Well, it takes them about 4 to 6 weeks longer to say, all right, now I get you, and now I'm going to focus on FX. And then all of a sudden, like that, they turn the corner to profitability, right? There's a time to trade the S&P. It's not right now. FX offers so much opportunity. It's an easy market to trade. You are looking for clarity. I don't think so. I don't think anyone should be focused on trading the S&P 500 right now. I think that equity markets actually are risky, and there's so much better opportunity. What is going on with the Nasdaq, right? This was the last time we looked at the Nasdaq was when we sent everyone long right there, right? What about now since? I mean, it's just not exciting right now, right? Nasdaq trading right off all-time highs. You have to wait for a pullback into support to lean in. There's some nice support over here. Let's put that into the chart. Yeah, Elijah, I think we started off the stream talking about the DXY and the Euro US dollar. Yeah, you have a lot of the old guard right now saying that they think that the Euro US dollar is just way overpriced, right? And they think that we're ready for a sharp correction. I don't know or care about any of that. All I know is what's going on in the charts. And I'm going to show you really quick so that you could understand what's going on in the charts, right? So if you're looking at the Euro US dollar right now, do you see this trend line over here that I'm highlighting? This trend line over here, let me go ahead and just make it blue. That one right there, that's a 12-year trend line, right? Boom. Okay, that trend line over there, as long as you're above that trend line, the euro US dollar, the euro is so bullish against the dollar that you could only be looking at the long side. This is when I added on a retest of that trend line over there. The dollar also at the same time, remember that trend line I just showed you? Here's a trend line on the DXY. It's the same exact thing. We just broke this big trend line over here. Technically, this is super bearish. Now, you had Larry Williams saying, all right, well, this looks like we're putting in a bottom here and reversing. I don't know what he's looking at to say that. I think that he's trying to pull just a call in order to remain relevant if he got lucky over here. Now, could we see today if the FMC does not impose any type of yield curve control, which I don't think they will do? I think right now they're using one of their best tools, which is verbal intervention. Is it possible that we see a little bit of a retrace in the dollar? Yeah, for sure. We only look to sell downtrends. We only look to sell resistance in downtrends. So the next thing you're doing right now is where we just broke support. This is small local resistance. If you resume off this, you could sell. If we break back above, you have more resistance here at 94, and then you come into my trend line resistance over here. So we're just looking for any retrace into resistance to sell off of right now. The euro US dollar, people are calling for sharp retraces. All right, well, in order to get a sharp retrace, we have to break below this support over here, right? If we break below that trend line, that's the first technical signal that maybe we're going to see a correction in the euro US dollar. But calling for a retrace on the euro US dollar before having any type of technical signal, that's crazy skates. You can't do that, right? Euro US dollar remains bullish, dollar remains bearish. Until we have any type of technical changes in that, you're just looking to continue buy off support on the euro US dollar, sell and selling dollars on any retraces. Does the risk to reward look good on the euro US dollar? Yeah, the risk to reward looks great. So I'm seeing here on the euro US dollar, I mean, depending on where you, right? Depending on what you're doing. If you have your stop loss above, right over here, and you're targeting over here, that's a pretty good risk reward just going into the first level. Now, going into the first level, what do? Right? Listen, if you haven't taken the course, you need to take course. You're just taking a small piece of profit off. You're looking to push multiple levels. Does that trade looks excellent to me. But I'm short pesos on a longer term time scale. So I'm not trading that for a swing trade. Derek, I'll see you tomorrow, that's for sure. Thanks for being here. Is silver consolidating? A lot of people are attracted right now. This is no man's land to me right now. You know, if you get back, if we clear the resistance at 29.50, right, and able to put another leg up, that becomes attractive for me on silver. This was I put out, it was just, what did I do? I'm trying to think of how I updated everyone. I did a video, right over here, as price came into this support over here. I did a video on vacation. It was Tuesday, and I did a video on vacation, and I told everyone, listen, everyone's freaking out, and you should be looking to buy off support on both gold and silver. I just tried to give everyone clarity what was happening, and it was the time to lean in and look to buy. But that was the time to buy silver, right? Right now over here, you're coming into a little bit of resistance, right? That would be the first place to take a little bit of profit, right? And then continue to move your stop loss to break even, continue to look to hold and push this trade. But I'm not looking to position into silver right now. We look to position in over here, right? That was the place to position into silver. All right, that's beautiful. Have a great time with them. So listen, make a really good living watching what's going on in the charts on the 8-hour time frame, I'm not able to predict the markets, and there's no way that I could trade off the monthly time frame. It's just not possible. It's just not possible. We've kept everyone on the right side of the market here. Someone told me, Andre told me that he pulled up a random video back in April, and he wanted to see what was being said, and he thought it probably wasn't going to age well. And he said what I said on the S&P at the time. He's like, listen, I have no idea what's going to happen. The S&P could go from here to 3,400, or it could go back down to 2,300. And that was the best analysis we could. April was such a hard time to trade. This was such a difficult time to be trading in the markets for us all, right? But we've kept everyone for months now, prohibiting anyone from selling short the equity markets. And, technically this is super bullish, right? And that's why we remain. You can't sell. You're only looking to buy off supports and uptrends. If we get any type of technical breakdown, then we'll be looking at the short side. Looking at the monthly chart, that's not what I do. That's not how I'm able to make a living, right? So I mean, if you're focused on the monthly chart, I don't have any edge whatsoever, and the amount of it's just you're talking about things taking several months or longer to play out. Oh, I don't trade the China 50. I've never even looked at it. Yep. And not only that, Gene, I have to be very honest. There's no way I planned on taking in a trade during vacation, right? But when I saw the euro US dollar pull back into that resistance and then resuming off of it, how could I not, right? But I don't plan on taking any more trades until we get going over here. Not only that, September 1st through 4th, this is my warm up. This is when I'm going to really make sure I have my flow back and I have my pulse back on the market. I don't plan on taking, this is September 7th on, probably better wait to September 8th is when you should really be focused on trading. This is not really the time of year. Well, it's not time of year that I'm looking to trade whatsoever. So that's, if something's clear, go ahead and take it. But you're right about that. We have the FOMC later. I'm just pointing out a setup. I'm not taking it. Giles, you've never spammed in your entire life. What are you talking about? Let's look at the Swiss franc, Japanese yen. So did we break a trend line? Let's add a trend line. Let's see what's going on over here. So the first thing I'm going to do is this. Hold on. What just happened there? That's not my trend line. I'm going to come back to that in 1 second. Well, that's my trend line. I'm going to clone that now so you could see it lining up. Hold on 1 second. All right. That's kind of messy for me. But Giles, this is the trend line that I'm looking at. See this touch over here, this touch over here, and this touch over here, and then it's still support over here. We broke down over there, so you got to clone it, by the way. So although if you see this hold over here, and more importantly, I see right over here this horizontal support. Right, that's more important than what I'm looking at. Hold on 1 second. Have mercy. It's going to take me a few days to get back into my flow. I'm not worried about that. That's kind of more important. If that holds, that looks like a buy signal to me, for sure. Now, if you break down over here, you could see Giles in this. Oh, sorry about that. Like I said, it's going to take me a few days. You could see this these breaks below, right? And then even this break below here. So a break below here wouldn't be a signal for me. I'm just looking, instead of focusing on that trend line, I'm more focused on horizontal support and resistance. You're into a support right now if that holds, right? I would be very cautious if you broke over here, if you broke this trend line, which hasn't broken yet in my opinion. Let me clone that one more time for you. If you break this trend line over here, I mean, first I would be looking for a fall to here, and then over there you have another one. I would not be looking for those trend lines as help over here right now. I hope that's helpful, guys. Kips. I would like to bring attention to potential supply shortage in industrial metals due to mine closures and a lack of investment due to the virus. Is there anyone in particular? Would that be silver, which obviously has a huge industrial use? Yeah, I own physical gold and silver. Absolutely, and I don't plan on ever selling that. I plan on passing that down to the generations after me. There's no question about it. And there, when there's going to come a time when I position out of this Bitcoin trade, right? And I don't know what I'm going to position into, but I imagine a portion of that is going to go back into more physical gold and silver, no matter what the price is at the time. Copper. And copper sold off a little bit after let's look at both. Oh. Our copper futures, there we go. Oh no. That was, I mean, I'm just back from vacation. That was the sell-off, right? Hold on. 7%. Wow. I mean, that's really bullish over here, taking out this resistance. Follow my mouse over here, call it $3, right? So this actually offers up a nice opportunity now. Why? Because right now we're trading up, right? Wait. After breaking this resistance here, I'm going to leave it green, but we're going to wait to see if that's retested. Wait for the pullback to come. Wait to see if we successfully retest the support or consolidate and then resume upwards. That brings up an opportunity here to get long on copper and looking at testing the high over here, the 2018 high. So that becomes very interesting over here. I actually want to add that to my watch list. Do you guys see how slow I am just being gone for a week? All right. And also we wanted to check out boom. Pound US dollar and natural gas. I mean, this is the 3-day time frame, by the way. Am I looking at the right symbol here? I don't track or follow natural gas. So if I'm not, let me know. I mean, you're in a strong downtrend. What my eyes are attracted to is this trend line over here. Let's do it like that. So that's what my eyes are attracted to, right? And as we're coming back up in here now, any resumption off is the opportunity to sell. Yeah, super bear. I mean, super strong downtrend over there. And then we wanted to check out the pound US dollar. So pound is weird for me right now. This is like resistance that we're coming into. Let's move it over. You could see we're into some resistance over there. It's more of a dollar story. A dollar story. By the way, whoever needs a hug, I got one for you, brother. I got lots of love for you. Over here, we got the pound into some resistance over here. You can see it over here. It's just very murky for me. It's we've been really in this area over here. I don't have an opinion on it. And when I see my voice is so hesitant, I stay away from it. I run away. So I don't have a read right now whatsoever on the pound US dollar. Got some nice resistance overhead. It's more of a dollar story. My gut tells me, or my intuition tells me, that it's going to come down to the last minute. So there could be some more volatility ahead. Kips is the platinum expert. I know that. I mean, you're into the. You can follow my mouse right over here. That's a strong level over there. A resumption off looks okay, but not. You could tell by my voice. Copper looked a lot more exciting right over here. Yeah, gold looks great. Gold pulling back into support, looking for a resumption off. Good place to add. Australian dollar, Japanese yen, we haven't checked out yet. You could see that it maintains this area over here, that resistance, 76.68. It just looks like it's getting ready to break above there. And if it does, that looks like a good opportunity to add to Australian dollar, Japanese yen over here. That would be a position I take even on holiday. If we break above 76.68, now I'm still holding here. But if we break above 76.68, confirm that resistance into support, I'm looking to go ahead and buy off that resumption. All right, everyone. I think we're going to call it a day, and I'm going to go ahead and get some breakfast. But later today, excuse me one second. Later today, after the FOMC puts out their meeting minutes and we get a market reaction, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take a look at what's going on. I'll put out an update video this afternoon. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And I'll definitely be to see you all in the morning. Jesse, good to see you, brother. We're going to go out. I'm going to go out enjoying this morning with you all. Shouldn't be looking to add a position until you know it's time to add a position. For real. I'm not the whole idea is to help everyone understand what they're looking for and how to position themselves. And right now, the market's always going to be there. The market is always going to be there, and there is always opportunity. The best thing to do if you're unsure is not to trade. There are plenty of every video on the channel is highly instructive and informative. You can spend some time investing in yourself right now and doing that, or join us tomorrow and you're going to Fish Tank Gaming. We're going to get you to know when you should be adding and taking positions. Thanks, Giles, Stu, Rontan. Thanks, Kips. Miguel, thanks so much, brother. Stefan, I've been looking forward to it. I sincerely missed you all. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for helping support the channel. I definitely appreciate it. Thanks for spending time. Yeah. Thank you, bro. It's true. Don't trade those. The 1 hour chart is going to get you wrecked. Don't ever trade the 1 hour chart. Move over to the 8 hour chart. It's going to make your life so much easier. It's going to improve your bottom line. Nope. Listen, Great question, though. Gemma, wonderful to be back. Great to welcome. Please do subscribe. Join us. Looking forward. Yeah, so we're looking at the FOMC's meeting, 2 o'clock. This is what we're looking at here, and this is what the market's waiting for. Michael? Absolutely. Yeah, Matt. Thank you all. Rex. Yeah, I missed you all too. Not yet, Rex. I'm waiting for that breakout. Go for the high probability trade always. All right, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll talk to you all later. Have a beautiful day.